Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Michaela. Thank you so much for stopping by. This video is going to be a good one because I'm going to be giving you all 5 lessons that I've learned from over 7 years worth of toxic relationships. Before I start, I just want to say God is so good because I could have easily became bitter and angry and upset over all the mistakes that I've made, but I'm able to channel this into something positive and give you all lessons so that you hopefully won't make the same mistakes that I did. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so the first lesson that I've learned is that there is nothing wrong with being single. Despite what people may tell you, there is nothing wrong with being single. It's nothing wrong with not wanting to be in a relationship. When we rush God's timing in relationships, that's when we tend to make the most mistakes. That's when the devil sends us counterfeits that look like everything that we want in a person. And then down the line, those relationships end up turning very toxic. It's okay to be single because happiness has to come from within. You can't depend on another person to give you happiness, to give you joy, or to complete you. The only person who can complete you is God himself. So that's why it's so important to take time by yourself so that you can build a relationship with God. Figure out who you are, figure out what it is that you even like to do, because so many people just jump into relationships, myself included. That's what I used to do, jump into relationships without giving myself the proper time to get to know myself, get to love myself, and to heal from past trauma. Singleness is supposed to be the time where you heal from past trauma, past baggage, whether it's childhood trauma or other past relationships. Use this time to heal. You don't necessarily have to rush into a relationship. There is nothing wrong with being single. It's nothing wrong with choosing to be by yourself for a while, because ultimately that's where you're going to see the most growth. Number 2, do not under any circumstances compromise on your morals and values just to stay in a relationship. Any gift from God is never going to require you to compromise on the things that God told you to do. The wrong relationship is going to push you and test your boundaries. That's a clear sign that that's not a relationship that God sent you. God is not going to send you anyone who's going to make you compromise on what it is that he's told you to do. Number 3, and this one is specific to the ladies. If you're a guy and you're watching this, keep on watching it. But number 3 is that you cannot give a man a vision. Now, I'm not saying that he has to have everything together, but he has to have some type of foundation. You cannot build him up from the ground up. That's where so many of us ladies go wrong. We look for potential, or we see potential in a guy and we say, okay, I'll take him, or okay, I can teach him how to do this, or I can change him. You cannot change anyone. You cannot make anyone do anything that they don't want to do. The only person that can change somebody is God himself. He has to change when he wants to change, not because you're trying to force him to change. As women, we naturally want to help. That's understandable because that's how God wired us. That's how we're designed. We're designed to be a helpmate, but we're not designed to give the man everything. We're not designed to give the man the fundamentals. A man has to be able to stand on his own 2 feet. If you're letting him drive your car, or you're paying all the bills, you're paying for every single thing, you're trying to give him his dreams, you're trying to help him figure out what his dreams are, what his purpose is, then you're already gonna be in a bad situation, because those type of relationships don't really work out. Because here's what oftentimes happen. You spend all this time trying to build this man into who you want him to be, and then later down the line, he'll break up with you, take his upgraded self, take the upgraded version of himself, and he'll go be with a woman who is not going to put up with any of the same shenanigans that you put up with. He'll go be with a woman and then spoil her, take her on vacations, and treat her the way that you wanted him to treat you, but he just wasn't in that state of mind back then. He wasn't ready to be the man that you needed him to be because you were trying to be his mother. When you give a man a vision, when you don't allow a man to stand on his own 2 feet, you become his mother. And if you're supposed to be his girlfriend or his wife or his partner, He has to be able to stand on his own 2 feet. He needs to be able to lead you, but he can't lead you if you are doing everything for him. Trust me, if you've done this before, I totally get it, because I've been down this road before and I ain't going back because it's not fun, okay? So if you've never been down this road before, please don't go down this road now. Learn from my mistake, okay? Number 4, you are not obligated to stay in a relationship that is not serving you. A relationship that's not pushing you into your purpose. A relationship where you're not growing anymore. If you just simply don't even like this person or love this person anymore, you don't gotta stay with them. Now, if you're married, that's something different, but we're not talking about married people right now. We're talking about just, dating relationships. If you are in a relationship that's no longer serving you, you're not obligated to stay in that relationship. So many people stay in relationships way longer than they ever should have because of other people's opinions. Because of other people's opinions or feelings, or because of the feelings of the other person, because you don't want to hurt this person's feelings, or you don't want to leave this person high and dry. You have to put yourself first in this situation, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And you don't have to explain yourself to people either. If you don't want to be with this person, if you're not growing, if you're not becoming a better person as a result of being in a relationship with this person, you're not obligated to stay in that relationship. The only person whose opinion matters in this situation is yours, and God, of course. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're feeling like you're not growing or becoming a better person in this situation, 9 times out of 10, God is telling you to leave that relationship anyway. And that leads me right into number 5. And number 5 is, do not ignore the promptings or conviction of the Holy Spirit. And I have done this myself too many times. I've stayed in relationships way longer than I should have because I kept ignoring that still small voice. I kept ignoring that nudge that I was feeling in my spirit. I was feeling like I was in the wrong relationship. I was feeling like God was calling me to be single. I was feeling like God was calling me to leave these relationships, but I will always stay way longer than I should have because of so many other factors, because I was putting their feelings first, or because I didn't know how to leave, or, just wasn't ready to leave. But God, he has a funny way of working things out together for our good. If you are feeling those promptings, if you're feeling like there's something wrong here, if you're feeling like you're not supposed to be here anymore, don't ignore those promptings. Leave that relationship. If God is telling you that something is wrong, you need to heed the warnings that God is giving you. If you feel a conviction in your spirit, if you feel uneasiness, if you're stressed out, if you feel a lack of peace in that situation, that right there is the ultimate indicator that God is trying to get your attention. God is speaking to you. If you feel a lack of peace, then it may be time for you to leave that relationship. So that is probably my biggest lesson that I learned, because I could have avoided so much heartbreak and pain, and I could have saved so many years of going through the same things over and over again had I just listened to the Holy Spirit's promptings. Oh my goodness, there are so many other lessons that I could share, but I don't want to make this video too long. So if you want a part 2, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please don't make any of these same mistakes that I mentioned in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.